Are you looking for the best action cameras? In this video, we will look at some of the 4 best cameras on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. DJI Pocket 2. Calling the DJI Pocket 2 an action camera might be a stretch, but it stands out for its built-in gimbal, which lets you shoot buttery smooth handheld footage without additional accessories. The gimbal works incredibly well and can stabilize the camera across 3 axes, which you can configure in different ways. For instance, you can lock the horizon or prevent the camera from tilting and rolling. On top of its stabilization, the camera has an active tracking mode that can lock onto a specific subject and automatically follow them. You don't get as many frame rate options as you do with the GoPro Hero 10 Black, but the camera's 1/1.7-inch sensor gives it a leg up on most action cameras for video quality and low-light performance. It's a great option for those who want to shoot stabilized handheld video without carrying extra gear like gimbals or tripods. At number 2. Ocaso V50X. You'll find plenty of cheap GoPro alternatives on the market, but the best cheap action camera we've tested is the Ocaso V50X. It's a solid camera that won't break the bank, and though it doesn't feel as premium as a GoPro, it comes with a protective case, just like the Ocaso Brave 7 Elite. Unlike that model, however, the camera itself isn't IPX rated, so you'll need the case for any underwater recording. On the upside, this thing comes with plenty of mounting accessories in the box and has a simple user interface that's easy to use, so you can get out and start shooting immediately. Frame rates are more limited, especially compared to a top-tier camera like the GoPro Hero 10 Black, but you still get 4K at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second. Bottom line, if you're looking for a straightforward camera for action video that won't cost you a fortune, this is a solid option for the price. At number 3. Ocaso Brave 7 LE. If you're on a tight budget, the Ocaso Brave 7 LE is a solid action camera for the money. Despite its lower price point, the camera feels well built and has an IPX7 rating, so it can withstand light submersion in water. If you want to use it for more extensive underwater recording, there's also a protective case included in the box that renders it waterproof down to 131 feet like the GoPro Hero 10 Black and GoPro Hero 9 Black. The Brave 7 LE has a secondary front screen that's helpful for vlogging. Its stabilization feature works well overall, though it imposes a severe 1.6x crop and isn't as effective as pricier action cams. The other trade-off is in frame rate selection. The camera maxes out at 30 frames per second in 4K, although you can still record 120 frames per second slow-motion footage in 1080p. If those aren't deal breakers, this is a great budget action camera. At number 4. GoPro Hero 10 Black. While replaced by the GoPro Hero 11 Black, which has a new 8:7 sensor that gives you more flexibility with cropping, the GoPro Hero 10 Black is now an even better deal, especially if you want a more traditional action cam. It's a notable step up from its predecessor, with a new processor that boosts the camera's low-light performance, stabilization, and frame rate options. With 5.3K at up to 60 frames per second, 4K at up to 120 frames per second, and 2.7K/1080p at up to 240 frames per second, you can capture everything from smooth action video to super slow motion in high quality. You're also getting GoPro's reliably sturdy build quality, with waterproofing down to 33 feet, 10 meters. Hypersmooth video stabilization works like a dream to ensure your footage is buttery smooth, and the camera's selfie screen makes it a solid vlogging camera too. If you're looking for something cheaper, going back another generation and getting the GoPro Hero 9 Black is a great way to save some money. While its video quality isn't quite as good in low light and has fewer frame rate options in 4K and 5K, it still holds up really well,